Gleyber Torres is going to have a sensational year. Watch. He's going to be one of the best hitters.
Well, too. The problem is if they do that plan, then the cap over 270 might be problematic. I don't think they want to go over 270. It's like 252 right now. Someone also gave me an interesting nugget. They could wait to announce it until like after opening day, so it doesn't count against the cap this year, and it starts next year and the years after. I mean, maybe that's a possible thought. I know the arbitration difference is $4 million because he wants 21. They're offering 17. So that's something they have to figure out because the money this year is going to be lower, but it's all about AAV. So however it ends up playing out, they still get
the Yankees will re-sign him, but I've been saying, but I have a feeling that if Soto becomes available, I could see the Yankees doing some kind of swap if they want Judge, and they have so many good young players. Because I've heard stories that Soto wants to come to a big market, and he grew up a Yankee fan. So
I didn't know that he grew up a Yankees fan. I know the Mets have had a lot of smoke around Juan Soto.
Everybody has.
Steve Cohen, so he's going to have a huge market when his time comes. I think it's been
3 years from now.
Maybe sooner because Washington might end up trading him if they don't. If they know
they will not. They will not, especially right now the way this team is rebuilding. They have control of him for 3 years. I expect him to still be there for 2 years, his final year, knowing that they've given him an offer 11 years, $350 million. He wants. There are people saying that he wants between $450 and $500. I don't know if the Mets are going to be willing to do that. I could see the White Sox doing that. And also the Yankees, if there becomes availability 2-3 years down the road, and if they do re-sign Aaron Judge, I could see the Yankees adding Aaron Judge into that trade and maybe other pieces to get him. So.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that in certain aspects. Could the Yankees make a run at Soto? They're gonna have some money coming off the books these next few years, even with the Judge extension. The reliever money, like I was talking about before, I don't think you're gonna see them go big spending for relievers anymore. They're gonna get that $30 million off. They're gonna be like, thanks, no more big money in the bullpen. They're gonna start to allocate it to other areas. I think. Tyone's a free agent. He'll have an interesting case depending on what happens.
And I'll tell you this. I think Loaiziga is their future, their closer.
Chad Green might be gone, too, because he's also a free agent.
Yes, I think this is the last year you see Chad Green. Loaiziga will be their closer. That's what I believe the Yankees are planning to do. Mm-hmm. It will be Jonathan Loaiziga.
The biggest question mark is going to be Joey Gallo, what happens with him.
Trade him. And I think and the Yankees love him. By the way, he's a big fan favorite. The Yankees, all the players love Joey. If they extend him, he would like to stay with the Yankees. But Gallo's going to want, if he has a good season, he hits 30 home runs again, he's going to want big money. He's going to want, 25, 30 million. And I don't know if the Yankees are going to be willing. So at the trade deadline, I could see the Yankees moving Joey Gallo and trying to get as much back as they possibly can. Maybe a pitcher for him.
Yeah, the only thing is if you move him, the outfield becomes a little complicated because I don't know what that means. You couldn't. Well, I guess Stan has to be your full-time left fielder if they trust him to be the full-time left fielder, and then you have to DH Donaldson and you play the infield normally. I mean, that's a possibility, I guess, or they could get another outfielder in there that wouldn't cost as much. But that's a future speculative talk. Gallo is going to be there for opening day at least, and definitely up until the trade deadline. I think he'll end up seeing the season through, though, because I don't think trading him, unless there's a scenario that trading him really makes him better this year, which I'm not sure if there's one that exists. I mean, I guess it depends.
So you do a lot with the minor leaguers, so you watched a lot of the levels of spring training. So any surprises to you, both on the positive end and negative end for the Yankees?
Yeah, I think Alexander Vargas was a pleasant surprise. He's going to be in Tampa. I got to interview a guy named Sean Boyle. He's a pitcher on Double-A. I think he's not on the prospect list, but he's been climbing through the ranks. He pitched in every level last year. He's going to start in Double-A this year, though. But he's someone to watch for. Someone else, Mitch Spence, is going to start in Double-A. He's someone worth watching, I would say. Hayden Wesneski and Ken Waldichuk I've also interviewed, but I can definitely vouch for them. Hayden's in AAA. He's their third pitching prospect. Ken's in Double-A. He's the lefty who has disgusting stuff. He hits like upper 90s, has a bunch of cool breaking pitches. He's got like a curve slider, like a slurve type deal going. He's working on a color too, and he's their top-ranked pitching prospect. So that's cool. And a few other guys that stood out to me. Elijah Dunham in Double-A, someone to look for. Volpe speaks for himself. I don't need to say too much about him. He's as good as advertised. I would say Jason Dominguez was not quite as much as I would hope for. I guess he's still young. He's not in the point I would hope, but he's only young. He's in Tampa. He's got a long way to go still. Also got to talk with Austin Wells. He's going to be in Hudson Valley, so that was.
I heard he's looked good, by the way.
Yeah, I've had mixed reviews. I do like him. The one day I actually interviewed him, he was really bad, so I was happy he took my interview. He had a rough day that day, but he needs to work on his defense. His hitting's there. He needs to work on his defense. So, and then other pitchers, I'm trying to think. Estevan Florio hasn't been. He had a bomb today, but I don't like what I saw on spring.
It's a shame. Really. It's a shame what happened to him. Ever since he's been hurt, he hasn't been the same player.
He did hit a bomb today.
Oswald. Spring training. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, no, he hit it for AAA now.
Yeah, but that's to me, it's until you do it in the major leagues, it doesn't matter.
That's the thing. I don't know if he's major league caliber. He might just be a AAA dude. But
it's a shame because he was a top prospect.
Oswaldo Cabrera is a stud. I love Oswaldo Cabrera. I think he's going to be really good. And then Peraza's really good too.
They're not going to be able to keep Peraza unless they move Peraza to second base and they trade Gleyber Torres. But
Torres has a shot to be moved. I think after the season, I would say.
I don't think they're going to trade Torres. I think Torres is their future. I really do. I really do. I like Gleyber Torres a lot. I
thought I'd still like him too, and I did get to see him down there. I think I was surprised they would have moved Peraza earlier. I thought he would have been moved already because I did think Peraza was going to get traded.
Yeah. Well, they could get a top prospect for Peraza. I heard he's a good defensive player, and he could become a really good hitter in this league, and he's pretty fast.
Yeah, his defense and speed are major league caliber.
Yeah. Before we let you leave, I see that you write for the Rams. What did you think of the Rams winning the Super Bowl and then adding Allen Robinson and some of the acquisitions they made this offseason to really Bobby Wagner? I mean, this team is stacked again.
Yeah, I actually did Super Bowl media day too, so that was fun. So I haven't really been on the Rams since like the Super Bowl because now I'm into baseball mode. But that team's impressive, man. Money just grows on trees. They don't even care. They just spend it. They push themselves against the cap every year. They throw away all their draft picks. They go all in. It's such a great mentality to have. Like you gotta love being a fan. I mean. The future, I mean, their window is still now, but in the next 2 years, it's definitely going to shrink.
Of course.
But they just won the Super Bowl, so you can't be too upset if they don't win again. And you'd have to think they're just about as good as anyone in the NFC right now. I would say, if I had to, I would say maybe
they're better.
Rams.
They're the best team right now in the. If you look at adding Bobby Wagner, I thought losing Von Miller definitely hurt, but then you bring in Bobby Wagner, who's a better player. I still think he's a better player than Von Miller. So they're
really
even better.
Depends what you're looking for because they're going to lose some sacks, but you're going to get a more short-handed tackler.
So much better. Bobby Wagner is a great. If he's staying, Bobby Wagner stays healthy. Bobby Wagner is a huge upgrade at the linebacker position.
And I really think Allen Robinson's going to be a nice move for them, too.
Much better than
Robert Woods. Yeah.
Robert Woods, and really, he had a bad season last year because he had nobody throwing to him. Now you have Matthew Stafford throwing to you. I mean, ridiculous. So it's going to be ridiculous. They're going to have
Kupp, they're going to have Robinson, and you'll still have Van Jefferson, too. And Odell's going to go somewhere else probably, and he's injured anyway. But I was going to say, I think the Rams and the Bucs are probably your top teams in the NFC. I would, if I had to guess.
I would say the Rams in San Francisco.
San Fran's in it too, but I like that Bucs team, and they got Brady back and all that. I still think they got some juice down there. San Fran's quarterback play is always going to hold them back, though. Like, what is Trey Lance? I don't know yet.
The Buccaneers lost a lot of defensive players.
They did,
and
a couple offensive linemen. So
so I think it's going to affect them this year. They're going to have to do a lot in the draft to up this. And Gronkowski's probably not coming back either. I heard he's not. So,
right.
I mean, he's unsure, but if he's already talking that he's unsure, he's probably not coming back.
Right,
so.
Yeah, I mean, that makes some good sense. I mean, if the Packers didn't lose Devontae Adams, I would have put them in the fray, but they just can't seem to get it done, really. The NFC East is very weak still. So, I mean, the West, the Cardinals, I don't really trust still. So, I think you're looking at those teams there.
Well, we really appreciate you joining us. We'd love to get you on again. You got a lot of knowledge. I love going back and forth with you, as I am a Yankee fan. And you also talk Mets and Rams. I was definitely rooting for the Rams to win the Super Bowl, especially who they were playing in the Super Bowl. So I like the Bengals, but I don't want to see an AFC team win except the Jets.
Yeah, I'm a Jets guy too. Actually, we got a lot of the similar fans.
Yeah, well, let's hope that it doesn't take another 50 years for this team to actually go to the Super Bowl.
Let's get a wide receiver ones or something. I mean, the draft's going to be fun. We get 2 top 10 picks. Looking forward to that.
I think they'll make a move before the draft. I mean, I'm hearing Speedy. We're going to get into it if you watch the rest of the show. There's 2 other wide receivers that the Jets are actually talking to right now that they could make a trade for. So definitely keep listening, man. We really appreciate it. We'll be in touch. Thank you for joining us, my friend.
Oh, no problem. Anytime. Now, how do I share this? Where are you guys streaming this to? I was going to.
Speedy.
We're on Facebook. We're on Twitch.
Download our app, man.
Twitter and YouTube.
And download our app. Our app is very easy to download. If you go on iOS, which is Apple, you search us at WWSRN, as Worldwide Sports Radio Network, WWSRN. And if you have Android, all you have to do is search in the Play Store, Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Download our app. You can read our stories, watch our shows live, follow us on all our social medias. I made sure that the app is so easy for the fan and the people to check it out, and you can watch all the latest shows that you've missed.
All right, I'm definitely going to check that app out. I'm going to try to get into everything. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. We really appreciate it.